Hello, super fifth graders. This is the second video that we have in our series of videos for fractions. So we're back at the same, in the first video, we learned how to use this geoboard. I'm going to use it again, and you can use the link in the assignment to get here. Remember, along the bottom is the tool ribbon, and I'm going to use the tool ribbon to change this to the larger version of the geoboard. Remember, we can have a smaller version and the larger version. We could also have a circular version, but I'm going to go with the larger version. I'm also going to add the lines by clicking here. I'm also going to add the numbers by clicking here so that I can number my rows and columns. Okay, that's the setup of the board. We did that in the first assignment, but I just want to review it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to establish my hole. And let me do it like this. I'm going to say, let's assume that that's equal to one hole. Let me shade it by clicking here. And then I'm going to add a text note, a text window. And I'm going to say, okay, this is equal to one hole. Yeah, I always want to start that way. I'm going to turn it yellow, say I'm done. Let me move it down here. And there you go. I'm going to say that that's equal to one hole. If that's the case, I'm going to take now and I'm going to create another object. I'm going to say, all right, that object right there, what's the value? If this is one hole, what's the value of this box right here? So let's see. I'm going to put in my text editor and I'm going to start to make a comment here. I'm going to say, all right, that's equal to 1/6 because 6 equal pieces make a whole. So let me put this in place right here. I'm going to say that that's equal to 1/6. If you look here, this is one of those squares, and you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I made 6 of these red squares, it would cover that yellow rectangle. So I say that this is 1/6 because 6 equal pieces make a whole. All right, now that I'm done with that, I'm going to use my white rubber band. That's it, I'm done with that part. But I'm going to use my white rubber band here to separate this into two parts, the left side and the right side. So on the right side, I'm going to make another hole. And let me do this over here. Well, let me do it using my purple. Okay, now I'm going to do this and do this and do that. And now I'm going to say, okay, let me make a text. This is equal to one whole. Okay, so I'm done. Whoops, go back and change that to yellow. That's done. And now I'm going to label it right there. Okay. Now notice that I have over here, I'll fill that in or shade it in. So here on the left side, I have one hole, the yellow hole, and on the right side, I have one hole, the purple hole. So those are two different sizes, as you can see. Now I'm going to put here a red box, and I'm going to say, okay, what's the value of this box? I'm shaded in. The value of that box now is equal to, that's equal to 1/9 because 9 equal parts make a whole. Okay, I'm going to say I'm done with that. Let me shrink it up a little bit and put it in place. Now I've labeled it. I have now labeled my models using numbers and my reasoning. So on the left side, I have the whole, which is this yellow piece, and that red piece represents 1/6 because there are 6 equal size squares that would make up that yellow piece. But on the right side, I have a different whole. Here I have a purple hole, And this is 1/9 because there are 9 equal size. If I use 9 of these red boxes, they would cover the whole purple box. In other words, I would need more to cover the purple box. So that means this is 1/9 because there are 9 equal parts to make a whole. So what would you say if like a 5-year-old came up to you and said, how come it's 1/6 over here, but over here it's 1/9? Like they're the exact same size. Those two red squares are the same, but on the left side, I'm calling it 1/6, and on the right side, I'm calling it 1/9. Why am I doing that? That's because the 1/6 is compared to this whole, and the 1/9 is compared to this whole. So the big idea is this: a fraction only has value once you know the whole. So I cannot tell if this is a red, if the red box is a sixth or a ninth until you show me the whole. I just can't do that. So I need to know what the whole is before I can know what the fractional value is. That's a really hard thing. I'm going to say it again. I need to know what the whole is before I can know what the fractional value is. All right, that's it for this video.